job, but here I am. So, as everybody knows, brother wasn't a particularly religious guy, so I didn't bother spending all the extra fandangles on all the stuff that he wouldn't have cared about anyway and wouldn't have wanted to sit through. I spent the last weeks trying to think of how to write a speech of what to say and all the niceties and all the things that would describe who he is and the person that he is. But everybody here knows him in a different way and a different part of him. But every part of him was joy and laughter and obsession with junk food and having a good time. We've all been my brother's keeper at some point or another, and that's why you've been in his lives, and that's why you love him. Because despite the fact that he drives you crazy and says all the things he shouldn't say and does all the things he shouldn't do and shows up the most awkward of times just to make you feel friggin' horrible about it, he had a heart of gold, and he loved all of us. And there was never a moment where he sat still or didn't talk or didn't start some sort of shenanigans with something or eat a tub of icing that mom was meaning to put into a cake. It was never him, by the way. He was a troubled guy. He had a lot of emotions and he didn't always do things the right way. But some of those bad choices turned into great things. He has 3 beautiful boys. And he will live on through. He may not be there to see them grow. But he will be with them. And hopefully they will become the men that he couldn't be. Like I said, there's really no words that makes it better or fills the gap. But he loved us all. And he's better off now. I'm bad at speeches. And I don't know what else to say, and I'll probably start crying by thinking further. So I think we should take a moment and just give a silent prayer for him. And tell him how much we loved him. You're all holding a flower here today. For your hopes and your dreams and the love you carried for that stupid fool. If you'd like to come up and say something, a memory, some foolish action he did, or something wonderful he did for you, feel free to come up and say something. If not, feel free to just come up and take your moment with him. And just know that he loved us all. The mic is yours.
Love him. I always will. Even like he's a great character. It's funny. I mean, my fondest memory of him is probably something terrible, but it was Thanksgiving. We're all there. My mom's swearing like a trucker. Man, he's like, you know, for all those times you fed us soap and bars of soap and dish soap, and this is it. This is for all the kids, Mom. I watched him feed my mother an entire bar of soap. Oh, man. Good, the bad, the ugly. He liked to dress clean. I thought I'd have to go out and I got a fresh suit, you know, I wanted to look clean for my brother. Fucking love him.
I mean, I'm good at this, but my fondest memories of like my brother, my biggest one, all the time, is at my grandma's house, Christmas time, and my brother says, "We're in the wheel," as I'm driving a go-kart that Grandpa built with us. He says, "No, the other direction," and so I do. And what do? I run him over. Over the front end of the go-kart he goes. Lo and behold, Mom wants to take Christmas photos. So, you know, eventually we'll all remember how much of a klutz we can all be. And no matter what path we follow, we can all be strong for everyone, and we love each other. I love you.
One of y'all better get up there. We're not suffering alone, we're suffering together.
Jonathan's always been a little brat as he was growing up. Always teasing the girls, but he was a good kid.
Perfect.
Turn on. And there was a time when we were all supposed to be having a barbecue at the Leah's, and kids were outside playing. We ended up losing Robbie, and nobody could find him. We had police, we had helicopters, we had everything. Everybody, the neighbors, looking for Robbie. And Jonathan and I said, "Jonathan, come with me." I said, "We're gonna go look over here." And everybody's talking and making all this noise, and I was like, "Everybody shut the F up." I was like, "I can hear him." And then Jonathan goes, "I know where he is." He goes, "I know exactly where he is." He goes, so he was running ahead, and sure enough, there's Robbie. Everybody could hear Robbie going, and that's the only way we knew where he was. And Jonathan, "I know where he is," and he found him, and he was so, honestly, Jonathan, so happy to see that he found his brother, and that he was still there, because he was so scared, he was crying. But he loves his brother a lot. That's the best I remember Jonathan did, being a big brother, really was. And there's more, but I didn't want to say more. So everybody else can have their turn.
Cowards better not make me get up there and battle my way through the rest of this. Always stuck with the heart. Oh, thank you. I know if he was here, he'd be laughing at how much of a miserable mess this is and how unorganized and how I threw the boat into the ocean, but hey, it's still floating, so we're here. His biggest accomplishment, other than his children, was his martial arts. He was gonna be the next white Jackie Chan. He was the coolest thing since sliced bread. Nobody could talk him out of that. But hey, he could kick that ball on the ceiling really, really hard. We used to spend a lot of time together, all of our time together, because he didn't have any friends. My friends were his friends. He stole my friends, all of them, followed me everywhere, tried to steal my childhood boyfriend. He won in the end. So I guess points to him. But he won because he was a loving guy. He was always fun, always ready for adventure. Him and Brandon and Jeff would do the dumbest things, but have the best time doing it. Oh yeah, he totally dressed up as a girl. You know what? He kind of looked good though. I mean, the chin strap here.
We kept him like that a little more.
Yeah. He was Mom's golden boy.
Yeah.
No matter how much they fought, how much they disagreed, whatever garbage he got himself into, he could do no wrong. Mom's firstborn son. He loved his mother more than anything. He had a taste for life like nobody else. Not always good taste. First one to laugh. First one to make everybody break up the tension in the room. Whether you wanted to be his friend or not, he was your friend anyway. Ask all of my friends. The nicknames. In telling some of the people who will miss him, some people by nature naturally had to throw his nickname, General. Because as you know, my brother was a ladies' man. All of the ladies. And somehow, despite having no job, no car, no money, he managed to land women with jobs and money and cars that would drive him around and buy him nice things and take him nice places. Because that man was a charmer. Charm the pants off of anybody. It didn't matter what he does, how much you hated him for doing it, that damn smile would still drag you back in. I know a lot of us can't help but think of what he could have been and how we could have saved him. But you have to remember that some people can only save themselves. And it's not your fault. And nothing he did or said was a part of his choices. But I know he was blessed to have all of you. Everyone who stayed with him throughout all of his bull. The people here in this room are the ones that put up with his sticky little fingers, his 4 a.m. phone calls, eating all your junk food and your sandwiches. I used to have to eat with my fork outside of my plate so he didn't finish my dinner before I did. He never wanted to go first, but he was sure happy to follow up if you didn't hurt yourself doing it. And he would have loved this moment. Feel free to finish up.
My brother was anything but normal. And he would have loved that his funeral was anything but normal. I'm finally old enough that I got to buy my own $100 dinosaur outfit for Halloween, and I'm out just to lift some spirits and love life a little bit. He had a heart of gold. He always stuck up for me. You know, any bullies, any bullshit, anything wrong, he was there for me. I looked up to him for many, many years. So I thought I had to lighten the mood a little bit. Roll in here. Y'all are way too quiet. He was loud. If anybody I learned to be loud from, it was him. Come on, Mom, what you got? Got nothing?
Alright, everyone. We have more time. So if anybody else feels the need to say anything else, feel free to do so. Or we can sit here and hang out and
Free hugs, Grandma?
hand out free hugs with the dinosaur.
No hugs, Grandma? It's not like that?
And if you guys wanna cut loose, feel free to do so. We didn't have any plans to go for dinner or do anything like that because we weren't sure how many people would show up or what time or what was going on. So if you guys wanna go to one of the restaurants nearby afterwards or carry on with your life and go on your merry ways after sending your wishes for completely respectful food. I got nothing else.
Well, it's so
Oh, I'm little brother, right? I gotta live up to being little brother.
my favorite memory is he was
Oh man, he was always the class clown.
And then the other thing that was funny with him was when he got stubborn. It was so.
Oh, he's a mule.
But then that's kind of a trait.
I told you I bought 2 suits. Love you, Mom.
I'm just gonna go out for a smoke.
Bye.
Like, so many times.
Oh man. Oh, I'm out there. I'll be on my way.
Arrange for dinner or something sometimes, and we can do a thing. Maybe we'll all go to Auntie Janny's and not be jerks. I gotta go see her anyway.
Now you've taken all the fun out of it. You know I like to be a jerk.
Well, you can be a jerk at Auntie Janny's.
Okay, but she loves me.
Exactly.
Thank you. You know, one of these days I'll run into you at work. I'm down there all the time.
Well, you know where it is.
Oh, I do so.
I found her in the parking lot yesterday. Came dressed as a dinosaur.
The dentist always tells me she's there, so.
Fantastic.